Hi everyone, welcome back to our ongoing PFC 101 video series. In this video, I'm going to be talking about our polity, which is our structure, our leadership, and decision making at PFC. A lot of this information comes directly out of our church constitution or through our PFC 101 material that I would typically hand out in an in-person PFC 101 class. All of that information is available to you through the Parkford Church office. If you'd like some riveting nighttime reading before you go to bed, pick up a copy of our Constitution. So without further ado, here is the basic overview of our polity, structure, leadership, and decision making. PFC is an elder and deacon-led congregation with a strong emphasis on the priesthood of all believers. The priesthood of all believers has been a hallmark of the Anabaptist movement, which the Church of the Brethren is a part of for the last 500 plus years. A strong emphasis on every single believer is called to a priestly ministry. So PFC has elders and deacons that help lead the congregation, but we believe every single person at PFC, if you're in relationship with Christ, you are called into ministry, and ministry here at Parkerford, as well as ministry in your specific location. Our elders, the PFC elder team offers spiritual oversight and spiritual covering for the body of PFC, the PFC staff, and additional PFC ministries and ministry teams. Elders are selected following biblical guidance. So we follow the biblical guidance that, for instance, the Apostle Paul lays out for Timothy and so on, and Peter lays out for the church. And we have a list of elder qualifications based on the biblical standards. And so in accordance with biblical guidance, certain covenant members are called and they're approved by the congregational meeting. The term of serving as an elder is 6 years, with eligibility for reselection after a 1-year absence or rest, Sabbath, from the office. Clergy staff, pastors like myself, who are ordained ministers serving in pastoral roles, are considered members of the elder board, actively or ex officio. So I sit on our elder team here at PFC and attend the meetings for the duration of their employment with PFC. Elders are organized into an elder board, selecting their own leadership and determining how their business is to be conducted. However, in order to conduct business, at least 1/2 of then current elder board members must be in attendance at an elder board meeting. Currently, our elder chair is Ryan Moyer, who does a fantastic job leading our elder team, helping create the agenda for our meetings and helping make sure we're covering the things that we need to cover. The elder board shall have the final responsibility for the spiritual welfare of the congregation. Every elder at Parkerford Church is considered a shepherd and is expected to conduct themselves as a shepherd among the body, meaning that they do pastoral type ministries through prayer, through teaching, through counseling, through care for the body, through conversation, and so on and so forth. Our basic responsibilities, this is not a comprehensive list. However, some of the basic responsibilities for our elders, some of the big ones are prayer for the church, ministry of the word, prayer and anointing for healing over members, to help settle disputes within the congregation, to provide oversight of the congregation, to guard the flock, to provide strong personal examples of Christian living, to help establish and maintain committees within our body, to establish and maintain written standards for our covenant members. What does membership mean at Parkerford? That falls under the spiritual care of our elders. Our elders review written policy documents of other boards, committees, or clergy prior to the adoption of those within our polity. And our elders also propose items for inclusion on the agenda of the covenant meetings, our membership meetings. PFC Deacons are also selected following basic biblical guidance and a process involving our covenant members at the congregational meeting. The term of office is also 6 years, with eligibility for reselection after a Sabbath year of rest from the office. Deacons are organized into a deacon board, selecting their own leadership and determining how their business is to be conducted. So currently our deacons have various teams, like we have an outreach team, a community team, a missions team, a caregiving team. We have the trustees that care for our building that report to our deacons. And our deacons have various members that lead those various committees. Dave Willauer, who is a ordained minister and has served in various positions here at Park Ford Church over many decades, currently leads our deacon ministry, helping give oversight to it. The deacon board shall be primarily responsible for the physical, social, and emotional welfare of the congregation, outreach, and care for facilities. Basic responsibilities. Again, this is a non-comprehensive list, but it's a good place to start when thinking about what do deacons do at PFC. They offer congregational caregiving. So again, a shepherding role. So our deacons visit people at home and sometimes in the hospital, or offer counsel and care. We believe our deacons to also be under shepherds, just like our elders. Our deacons provide service within the church. They physically serve and help provide service within the church. They help provide community outreach, help lead our world missions team. All aspects of managing facilities and other real estate owned by PFC falls under our deacons, and they help obtain and maintain necessary insurance coverage for PFC's operations. They help oversee our HR, human resources here. Again, that's not comprehensive, but some of the big things that they do. PFC Moderator. This may be a new term for you. The church moderator is a unique leadership position within the Church of the Brethren, of which Parker Ford Church is a part. The church moderator plays slightly different roles depending on the specific local church. In some churches, the church moderator carries the most authority. At PFC, the church moderator, who is currently Nancy Elliott Carter, just has a couple of basic but really important responsibilities. She moderates or facilitates our congregational meetings. And so when we have a congregational meeting, it's our church moderator that actually facilitates that congregational meeting, which I found as a staff member is very, very helpful to have someone who isn't directly paid by the church, but has a vested interest in caring for the church to help lead that space. So the moderator also operates as a relational and communicational link between the body and the staff and the elders of PFC. She's got her ears open. Our moderator, whoever that is, has their ears open to listen to the conversations that are taking place, not to spy or anything like that, but just to make sure that things are being cared for, and if there's concerns among the body, that they're being addressed. Our moderator is often in attendance at our weekly staff meetings. So Nancy has an open invitation to attend our staff meetings, where she helps to represent the needs and concerns of the congregation or raise questions and suggestions. And so that's the role of the moderator, the main responsibility being to lead our congregational meetings and to help be a link between leadership and the body. Our PFC Covenant Members. Membership at PFC is designed to be a covenantal expression of our spiritual commitment to our local church family. Membership is a way in which local believers covenant to walk together in a localized context. In God's design, our earthly family members are meant to offer one another love, accountability, stability, comfort, and joy. This too is the expectation and design for covenant members at PFC. We hope that the body is offering all of these things to one another. Because of God's grace, we believe that we become part of the family of God and have a personal relationship with our Father through faith. Our family is the church. It's not a social club or an activist group or a religious association. She is the bride of Christ. All right, how do we make decisions here at Parker Ford? How do we receive direction? PFC Elders give spiritual oversight to the congregation. PFC Deacons serve the body and care for the physical, social, and emotional welfare of the congregation, outreach and care for facilities. PFC pastors and staff give direction and oversight to the ministries and programs that fall under their specific purview. So for instance, as the primary teacher over the past 4 years here at Parker Ford Church, I'm the one who leads our preaching team and gives direction to our preaching series and that sort of thing. Specific committees and ministry teams give oversight to the programs and ministries under their specific care. An example of that would be, we have a worship planning team here at Parker Ford Church, which helps plan special services like Christmas Eve or Ash Wednesday, and so on and so forth. PFC Covenant members approve the yearly budget. These are the big decisions that members make together. Approve the yearly budget. They would have to approve any mid-year changes to the budget above 10%. I believe, according to our constitution, the elders have discretion to shift the budget within a certain margin, but anything above that margin would go to the congregation for approval. Covenant members need to approve any staffing hires that PFC makes, and our covenant members also need to approve building expansion projects, which we hope potentially to be stepping into in the coming season, spiritual season here at Parker Ford Church. We have a vision to expand our building, and so that will go to our congregation for decision making. Congregational meetings. All covenant members of PFC are given at least 2 weeks notice in advance of congregational meetings. The meetings are conducted or facilitated by our church moderator in accordance with standard meeting practices. We seek to have consensus in our decision making. So after notifying the congregation of an upcoming congregational meeting, the PFC covenant members are given several weeks and various opportunities to raise questions or concerns with PFC elders, PFC staff, and our church moderator. During this period, the elder, staff, and moderator do their best to clarify, answer, and provide additional information. At the congregational meeting, the body makes decisions through the process of seeking consensus. Often, usually, this means that we're able to move forward with decision making at the time of that meeting because we've done the work beforehand to be able to get to a place of consensus. However, at times, it does mean pausing the decision to revisit in the future if consensus cannot be reached at the time of the meeting. So quick review. This was a lot of information in one video. So quick review. The elders, deacons, and PFC staff and other ministry teams have the authority to make decisions within their respective areas of responsibility. The congregation as a whole makes decisions by reaching consensus over certain areas of congregational life. For instance, the congregation, the covenant members would need to make decisions about pastoral and staffing hires, yearly budget approval, and building expansion projects. All right, that was a lightning quick overview of our polity, including our structure, leadership, and decision making at Parker Ford Church. Thanks for joining us for this video.